Welcome to the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Seal.
And I'm Lyric Franklin. We are excited to participate in this year's Global News Relay and introduce you to people of the world in our area of the Southeast United States.
Topping our newscast, we know many people who have a love of flying and others who have a fear of it. The first few months of this year added to some of that worry and anxiety for some.
By March, the National Transportation Safety Board reported 113 aviation accidents. In January, 67 people died after a crash between a military Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines commercial plane. Then in February, 2 single-engine planes also collided.
This has some people questioning safety and the training of pilots. Join me as I take you to a local training school where the top priority is safety with multiple checklists before takeoff.
Right. What is ground effect? So ground effect is going to give
Matthew Madden knows it's important to take notes and apply everything he's learning in this debriefing. Madden is one of hundreds of pilots trained for months on the ground and in the air in flight school.
I have wanted to do this forever, and everyone had just told me that it was too expensive and took too much time and I'd never be able to do it.
From their first day of school at Sanders Flight Training Center in Tuscaloosa, students learn a mnemonic device. It helps them evaluate whether they are fit to fly on what's called the I'm Safe checklist.
I is illness and then medication. Have we been taking any medications that might affect us? Stress, alcohol, fatigue, emotions, or eating.
After a debriefing and studying flight manuals, each pilot goes through a mental checklist before preparing their plane to hit the runway.
William Walker is the chief flight instructor at the school. He says with advances in autopilot navigation, commercial planes can basically fly themselves. Still, the Federal Aviation Administration requires 2 trained pilots in the cockpit to ensure passenger safety.
The biggest thing to do as a passenger if there's an emergency situation is follow the instructions of the cabin crew on that aircraft. They have been specifically trained in accordance with all of the federal rules and regulations.
Flying commercial is statistically safer than any other form of transportation. But certified pilots are the first to tell you there are issues in aviation which need solving. Those include night vision goggles, which impact a pilot's depth perception.
Airport runway lights are changing to LED lights. LED lights, depending on the type, may or may not show up as well on night vision goggles.
The pilots in training say their priority is to pace themselves and rely on their training and instincts. Their goal is to get everyone on board, including themselves, safely back on the ground.
Rachel, it looks like you learned a lot about the training, and others can too. The Sanders Flight Training Center opened in Tuscaloosa, location in April 2024, and has a second location in Jasper.
That's right, Lyric, and they will soon expand to Huntsville. If anyone is interested in flight training, they advise looking at the various programs which require different types of training for commercial versus private planes.
Alabama's recent school report card showed improvement in reading test scores.
The state superintendent credits the Alabama Literacy Act and what some schools are doing to bring in community members who are invested in helping out. Reporter Allie Reed joins us now to show us more about how this local program works. Allie?
Volunteers in Tuscaloosa's Reading Allies program typically have a love of reading on their own, but many of them want to make a difference, one reader at a time.
Did y'all have a good session today?
Yeah. Reading does not come easy to every student. That's why volunteers like Allie Harper say it's important to help improve skills at an early age.
I wanted to make a difference in a child's life. I wanted to help children read, and I know that this skill is something that is important all of a person's life.
Harper is one of more than 750 volunteers in West Alabama who dedicate an hour a week in the classroom reading with children.
We write down and evaluate what the children have done in that lesson so that the reading specialist can go back and know whether to continue that skill or change the skills up.
While Harper is retired and a lifelong advocate for reading literacy, organizers of the program Reading Allies say they encourage adults of all ages and backgrounds to volunteer.
It is all laid out for you, so you just show up and get to spend time with a kid who is so excited to have 30 minutes of uninterrupted attention from one person, and they love the same person coming back and working with them each week.
The goal is building positive relationships while fostering a love for reading books like these, but also building the confidence to motivate students to continue the desire to learn. After 1 year in the program, most students in the Tuscaloosa city and county schools see their oral reading fluency percentages grow to 95% accurate and above.
I guess it was maybe last spring, and she's like, I just want you to know that Southview had the best improvement in their reading testing from last year to this year, and it had gone up to like 80%, which was a really significant increase.
With each 10-week session, the volunteers hope their relationship leaves a lasting impact, one lesson at a time. Reading Allies started in 2017 as a collaborative effort between the University of Alabama's Honors College, the Tuscaloosa Rotary Club, and the Tuscaloosa City Schools. The need for trained volunteers has grown in both Tuscaloosa County and city schools. If you would like to be a part of this community or learn more, go to readingallies.org to apply. Back to you, Lyric and Rachel.
Thank you, Allie. Next, a student-turned-entrepreneur not only started his own business, but he's also scaling new heights, both literally and figuratively.
Reporter Jenna Daniels shows how a gym owner is using walls to help people build their skills and strength. Jenna?
Yes, that's right. At this time during the semester, everybody probably feels like they need a stress reliever. One student started his own business to help students learn some serious climbing skills and work off some steam at the same time.
My name is Jackson Scott. I'm the owner at Crux Climbing, and we opened up back in February 20th of 2021. We're about to come up to our 4-year anniversary, and the gym all got started when I dropped out of college. After some time, a friend of mine invited me to go climbing with him outdoors, and I had never even really considered climbing as something like that to do, so I took him up on it, and I ended up falling in love with it. As of now, thankfully, I've been able to hire an employee on Mondays. His name's Logan.
Everyone has their own process for how they kind of set routes or put holds on the wall, right? Most of the time I'm starting with some sort of inspiration, so I'm looking online for ideas. I'm sifting through all the holds that we have in backstock to try to create interesting shapes, interesting movements, and then I'm building the route around like a theme or an idea, whether that is one particular move that just looks exceptionally cool to do or is encouraging a specific technique to be used to help teach the climber how to perform that movement.
The one thing I hear more than anything else from everybody, like their favorite thing is the community. Everyone's so nice here. It's just, it feels kind of like a family. And on top of that, the wall over there are new problems every week, so there's always something fresh.
I didn't drop out because I didn't like it here. I really did enjoy my time here. So that was kind of the first place that came to mind, is like, let's go check Tuscaloosa. We began looking for lots and buildings, and there honestly wasn't that much available. But right here in the neighboring town, Northport, there was a few places available, and this place was like a little bit high on the budget, but it was perfect. It had everything we needed, and there isn't a gym here. There isn't a local gym here. The school does have a wall, but there was no real good place for the local community to come and train and just have really good flexible hours. So that's why we ultimately decided on Tuscaloosa.
Crux offers daily and monthly passes for any climbers interested. I think we should all go give it a try sometime. I bet, Lyric, you could beat us all to the top.
Me too, Jenna. That's true. But we could try to give our little competition, right, Lyric?
You can try, but I'm pretty good at rock climbing.
Well, building community and creating meaningful connections often happens over meals and sometimes games, but it can also happen in a gaming store.
Join me as I take you inside a space where a simple deck of cards is helping bring people together and make a lasting impact on the community.
Okay, that's up to you. Okay. Yeah, I'll go first.
With the flip of a coin, games turn acquaintances into friends. That's what happened when Bryson Naylor moved from New Mexico to Tuscaloosa.
We have different people coming in. We have different groups of people that really come together with different backgrounds.
It's those different types of people who helped Naylor turn his new job at the gaming store, One Up TCG, into his home away from home.
The biggest thing that this shop provided for me, and I think for most people, is that sense of home and that sense of comfortability.
Naylor says the atmosphere changed how he connects, shares, and builds new friendships as an out-of-state college student. Local gaming shops are gathering spots for people to build connections. They're also places people can share stories, advice, and yes, cards too.
I need to shuffle better is what I need to do. And from time to time, I come in and they say, hey man, are you looking for a game? And it's people that I've played with once or twice, and then it turns into, oh, I've played 25 games with these people. And you start learning those people.
Every year in Tuscaloosa, more than 40,000 students ages 17 to 25 attend 2 local colleges and the state's flagship university. Board and adventure games are something fun that can bring everyone together.
I think that's why Tuscaloosa in and of itself is like a perfect place for a card shop or a game shop, because you have so many people of different backgrounds coming in, and no matter what your age is or where you're from, any sort of background, you can still find things that you can share with other people.
The cards you draw may decide if you win the game or not, but the person on the other side of the table may turn into a friend you never knew you needed.
For me at least, is being able to sit down face to face with people and laugh, have a good time. And if people don't have a good time, maybe it's not for them, but you might find something that you love.
One Up TCG has a different theme every day meant to attract people of all ages. They encourage you to follow their social media to find out what nights you would rather join.
And experts at the Paul Bryant Museum are working to preserve the capstone's legacy in sports through digitization.
Reporter Chloe Rigdon introduces us to who is responsible for making sure that thousands of video assets are secured for generations to come. Hey, Chloe.
Hey, Lyric, you're right. The process of using new and old technology is underway to preserve the legacy of Alabama's athletic history. The capstone and our sports teams are known for national championships, but someone has to make sure the future generation is able to see them. We learned how they plan to get the job done.
My name is David Mize. I'm the creative media specialist here at the Paul W. Bryant Museum. I handle all the AV in the exhibit hall, as well as the film and video assets.
How long have you worked at the museum?
I just finished up my 18th season, and this October will be 19 years.
Walk us through the process of preserving film and the process of digitizing film or tapes.
That has actually changed a little bit in the last 2 years. We used to do everything in-house, and we would, if it was a film, we would put it in an actual projector and run it through a mirror telesign that produced the image into the camera, and then we would capture the image from the camera. Starting 2 years ago, we got funding from the provost, and we are sending film and video assets down to Orlando to a company called Catapult, and they are doing our film with a scanner, and they're able to scan each individual frame and put it together, and actually the film is coming back in 4K. Absolutely fantastic. Looks great.
why not in-house digitization for all of the assets?
That's a great question. The reason is like I said, I'm in my 18th year. I haven't gotten to every asset that's here. The gentleman that was here before me was here for 20 years, and he wasn't able to get to every asset. So that experiment had kind of been done as far as one person being able to handle all these assets. We have over 10,000 16 millimeter film. We have 20 to 25,000 videotape, and there's just no way for one person to do it. And it was getting to the point that we were losing some of the film. That was deteriorating, getting vinegar syndrome, and so we just needed to do it as quickly as possible.
What is the process of creating video exhibits for the museum?
That process is more than just one person. It really depends on what our director and others, the direction they want to go with an exhibit. So once they decide what kind of exhibit they want to put out in the exhibit hall, then we can kind of look at what kind of videos that we could possibly put with it.
What is the most rewarding aspect of your job?
The most rewarding would be when a son or a grandson or granddaughter comes in here and has never seen their grandfather play football or never seen their grandmother play women's basketball. A lot of the reasons that is there was no VCR or things of that nature back in the 70s and the 60s and even farther back. So for some, this is the first time they've ever seen their relative play a sport. And it really means a lot to them, and I enjoy that aspect of it.
The Bryant Museum has over 10,000 physical video assets in the museum, and they're adding to it all the time. Rachel and Lyric, we know that would be quite a job.
Oh, I bet, Chloe. Well, that's going to do it for us for our segment of the Global News Relay.
We want to thank the WVUA 23 for always allowing us to record inside the Digital Media Center and all the staff who helped us share our stories of people of the world with you.